Hello guys, and welcome back to a new video. Today we're talking about Bluetooth speakers, portable Bluetooth speakers. I've been looking for one for ages because some were too small, some were too pricey, and then somebody told me, hey, check out the Xiaomi, I guess that is the right pronunciation of that name, Xiaomi Bluetooth speaker. And I went to a store and actually tried them all, including this one, which I ended up buying. And I'm your uncle. As I said, I was looking for something portable, something easy enough to carry, which wouldn't weigh me down when I'm on the beach and I just want to listen to some music. But for some reason, the ones that I had the chance to try were way too small and the sound wasn't enough for me. Or they were way too large. And when I go to the beach, I don't know about you guys, but when I go to the beach, I have a beach blanket, a very small backpack in which I have some water, sunglasses, maybe my wallet, and that's it. So I was looking for something very, very small, but with a good sound. And I went to a store and ended up trying all different brands, Sony, JBL, lots of them. Some were really, really good, but they were too big. Some others, the small ones, they didn't sound great. And then the guy says, hey, why don't you try this one? I know it's not a brand so famous for audio products, but Xiaomi is making lots of things nowadays, and this one is a winner, he said, because he wanted to sell me the thing. I thought, no, he was actually right. This one was the best sounding in a particular range, in a particular category that I will explain to you now. But first, let's look at the box, because it's a very, very good looking box, but there's nothing in it, just the speaker. No cables, you actually charge it with your regular brick from your phone and a USB cable, which is a micro USB cable, not a USB Type-C. So the box is just this, a box. Thank you, box. Now the one that I ended up buying, I tested it in the store. And in these kind of stores, as you probably know, there's lots of noise because there's lots of people and the TVs are always on and there's music. So it's not the best place to test a speaker. They showed me the big ones, the big guys, so pricey, large speakers. But I was looking for something small, yet not so small that it sounds terrible. And when I tested this one, luckily I had on my phone a few songs that I ripped from my own CD collection and compressed in a lossless format. So the audio quality was very high, and I ended up buying this one. It sounded very, very good. Although it has some things that I don't like too much, and I'll tell you about them later. Essentially, it's a little brick. On the front you have the speakers, it's all aluminum. On this side, the on-off button, the volume buttons to increase or decrease the volume, and the little one here on the bottom to connect through Bluetooth the speaker itself to your phone or your tablet. On the other side, this little port to connect through cable the source of your music, of the music you want to listen, a mic, and the micro USB port to charge the speaker. On the bottom you have these two little rubber feet to give it some grip, and they're good, but they could be a little larger in my opinion. But of course I'll tell you about the improvements that I would make a little later. Once charged, you just turn it on, it will automatically try to pair, to connect through Bluetooth to your phone or your tablet. If you want to disconnect it from that device and connect it to another, you will use the fourth button that I showed you a minute ago. Now, speaking of charging, well, it takes at least 2 hours to get a full charge. And I can tell you this, I tried it. I was on the beach and I listened to the radio for, say, 3 hours, almost 3 hours one day, and then turned it off and used it again the same way, so for another 3 hours the next day. So I would say that in terms of battery life, we're looking at probably 6 hours, which is way more than enough, at least in my opinion. But of course, it's all up to you. You have to decide if it's enough for you or not. The Bluetooth connection was great. I never had a problem, although I have to tell you this, I was always close to the Bluetooth speaker because my phone was with me and the speaker was near me, so I never went far away enough to check when the Bluetooth would start losing losing the connection. Yet again, not a problem. and I was able to connect it to my tablet, to 2 different smartphones. Not a single problem. Oh, and this button over here, the last one, which you use to activate the Bluetooth. When pressed once, it's also very useful because it will tell you, the voice will tell you how much battery you have left. The only indicator you have is an LED that goes around the on-off button. It's blue when the Bluetooth speaker is working. It becomes red when the battery is low. But you can check the battery level just simply pressing this little button over here, and that's a cool feature. And now, audio quality, because it's a speaker, so the most important thing is how it sounds. This is my opinion on audio quality, at least in the last 10 years, 15 years. Boomier and louder replaced crystal clear sounds and hi-fi in general. So a speaker, a set of headphones is good to people when it's very loud and boomy and has lots of bass. That's not what I believe. I just don't look for that. I appreciate a good boomy sound, but I'd rather listen to the music the way it was conceived by the musicians, a more neutral sound. And this speaker does exactly that. It is boomy, don't get me wrong, but not as boomy as other products. They all tend to be a little too bass oriented. So whatever you play through it, it sounds way better because there's more noise, there's more volume. Therefore, you feel like it sounds better. To me, it doesn't. So when I tried this one in the store, I tried it right after, I guess, a JBL Bluetooth speaker, which was okay, but it was 3 times the price of this one and 3 times louder. So I tried this one and I realized that it doesn't have that bass sound, that exaggerated bass sound. And I went for this one immediately. But I'd be lying if I told you that the audio quality was the only factor that got me to choose this particular speaker. The price. The price is unbeatable. Photo quality for the size, 37, 38 euros, 40, say $40. It's probably the cheapest, one of the cheapest speakers. If you think about the quality, the sound quality on this little speaker is way better, at least in my opinion, of course, than products which cost you twice. And I was very surprised because in that price range, under 50 euros, under $50, they sound terrible. Sound distorts and it's just a screaming noise coming from those little boxes. This one, actually, in that price range is the best, the absolute best, in my opinion again. Now, as you can see, it comes in 3 different colors. There's blue. Now, the blue is way bluier. That's not an English word. Well, it's more blue than the blue that you see on the box. The pink one is kind of red, actually. The gold one, that's the only color that's represented properly on the box, and I went for that one. Probably a black version would have been nice, and it would also make it look even smaller. Speaking of improvements, these little rubber feet, well, that's something that could be improved. In my opinion, at least, these little rubber feet are not enough. There should be a larger set of feet, rubber feet, because it doesn't slip, but it doesn't have a great grip when you put it on something slippery. Now let's turn it on and connect it to my phone. Yeah, it makes a weird sound when it turns on.
Battery power is 100%. Ready to pair. Connected.
And of course, we'll use one of my old videos to test it because I have this wonderful voice. Now, because it is the only one that I have right now in front of me. Hello guys, and welcome back to a new video. It works great. It works great. Realtek Assault Pack, my own Assault Pack. I bought it in 2014, so now it's clear. The sound is very clear. I like that. It's not boomy, but my videos are not boomy, so the Mi Bluetooth speaker by Xiaomi. So let me know if you have it and if you agree with me. Let me know what you think of the video. Of course, comment, subscribe if you like. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. I'm your uncle.